Hey everyone! So sorry I haven't done any videos regarding my pregnancy in the past little while. I'm going to be combining 3 weeks into this video, so 28, 29, and 30. I'll explain my absence a little bit, but you're going to have to excuse my background and my appearance. I just got out of the shower and decided to throw my bedding in the wash. And you might hear Ellie, she's settling in for the night. So anyway, I just have not been feeling YouTube lately. I haven't felt like discussing my pregnancy in detail. I've really tried to make peace over the past couple weeks with the fact that I may need a C-section. It's not that I'm bashing a C-section, and it's not that I think that vaginal birth is so much better than a C-section, and I think that I have come across that way in my videos, and that's not the case at all. I realize that every time I talk about a C-section, it's usually in a negative way, and that's just because I don't really have anything good to say about my specific experience. I know lots of women who had incredible recoveries from C-sections. Like, my surgery itself went great. I had a good experience that way, but everything else just never panned out for me, and I don't really have anything good to say about that. So I'm striving for a VBAC, and I'm excited to try for a VBAC, but I didn't want to be so overzealous, I guess is the word. Maybe I'm totally wrong about, trying for a VBAC and like getting it in my head, this is what's going to happen, because I don't want to go in there and end up with an emergency C-section and have postpartum depression or post-traumatic stress disorder or anything like that, because I had it built up in my head so much that this is the way my birth was going to go, and it didn't go anything like that. And that's kind of what happened to me the first time around. So over the past couple of weeks, I've been making peace with the fact that I might need a C-section, and you know what? The more I think about it, the more excited I am to have this baby. I'm excited to have him no matter which way that he is delivered, whether it be vaginal or whether it would be C-section. Obviously, the goal is to have a vaginal birth, but the bigger picture is that we have a healthy baby. So I have really focused on making a birth plan that includes detailed information about how I would like my non-stat C-section to go. And by non-stat, I mean like if the baby is in distress and they classify me as having an emergency C-section, but they're not putting me to sleep, that is considered emergency/non-emergent. If they need to put me to sleep because they need to like rip my belly open and get him out, that's a stat C-section. So I've gone into great detail on how I would like things to go, and I'm really happy with it. I'm really excited. To be honest, every dream I have of having him, I'm having a C-section in my dreams. Maybe it's because it's a sign, or maybe it's because it's the only way I know how to have a baby is through a C-section. So I don't know. I'm at peace with both things, and I'm looking forward to birth him however he wants to come. Anyway, so with that being said, 28, 29, and 30 were kind of rough for me. More 29 and 30 were quite awful for me. So I got my official confirmation of everything for the gestational diabetes test. I did that test 28 weeks and 2 days, and I knew that I had passed with flying colors. And I got the confirmation of that at the 30-week appointment that I had. So I'm really, really happy that I don't have to worry about gestational diabetes. I'm still doing random blood sugar checks because that's what I like to do. I just like to make sure everything is good. And so far, so good. My blood pressure is good. The hyperemesis, though. At my 28-week appointment, I think I discussed this already, that it was showing that I had really bad dehydration again, and it showed that on my 30-week appointment as well. The ketones were +3. Not really sure what that means. But she did make a comment about how dehydrated I was. So this is my new water bottle that I bought for the hospital. I got this at the dollar store of all places for $3. And I know that it is super important to keep hydrated when you're breastfeeding, so I'm really trying to get some water in, but with the hyperemesis, it's difficult. And I did not start gaining any weight until recently. I think I've put on, trying to remember, about 2.5, maybe 3 pounds. But I think that's baby, because I have not gained any weight throughout this pregnancy at all. It could be, amniotic fluid, placenta, and baby. I'm not gaining. It sounds silly. I really do. I'm really happy about losing weight. At my 30-week appointment, what did she say? Or maybe it was my 28-week. I was down like 30 pounds or something like that. And I put on this weight pretty rapidly. So, I don't know. I'm really excited that I was losing the weight, but I don't have the belly like I had with my last pregnancy, and I'm kind of disappointed by that. I never felt more confident and more sexy than I did when I was pregnant. And I don't know. I just don't have that self-confidence in this pregnancy like I did with Ellie's. Anyways, the hyperemesis has been giving me a rough go. I'm back on a schedule with my pills though, and at my 30-week appointment, it showed that my hemoglobin from my 28-week appointment showed that it was on the low normal side. So I'm on pills called Ferromax in hopes to get my iron levels boosted and to get my hemoglobin boosted, so I don't run the risk of becoming severely anemic like I was with Ellie's pregnancy. I'm still vomiting, but not as out of control as I was during 27 weeks, I think it was. I just needed to get back on a schedule with my pills, which is Zofran, Diclectin, and Gravol. If I take the pills on a schedule, I seem to only be sick a few times a day and not like 8 to 10 times a day. That was really, really rough. I had chicken pot pie for supper today and actually kept it down, so that's really good. I'm really, 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 really winded. Baby is high up, and to be quite honest, I'm not sure if little boy is breech or not. At 30 weeks, she thought that he might have been breech, but she couldn't tell 100%. One, because I'm a fluffy girl, and two, she just really had a hard time feeling him. So I just think he decides where he's going, like whether he's head up or head down. With Ellie, she constantly stayed head down. I think right now he might be head down, just judging from his movements, and I'm hoping, but if he's not, I've made up my mind that I will try going to a chiropractor. I will try spinning babies, but I am not interested in doing or pursuing any further medical interventions to get him to turn. I'm just taking that as a sign from the universe, as I said before, that he is supposed to be born breech, which would mean a C-section. I've said before, I'm just totally at peace with having a C-section. I know that my experience is going to be 100 times better than it was with Ellie's, and I'm just really happy about that. My indigestion, though, is pretty awful, and I've not been sick from the indigestion yet. I didn't have that fiery, burning, icky grossness stuff, but I don't know, I've almost been sick because of it, but not yet. It's just, I hate it so bad. No SVT, which is great. I haven't had an episode since I think 25 weeks, and even still that was pretty minor. I don't know what else I can tell you. I'm just trying to think, making sure I'm not leaving anything out. Sleep has become kind of a hit or miss thing with me, although I get super, super tired in the afternoon. There's that indigestion again. Ellie, I guess, the whole no napping thing must have been a fluke because my child now desperately needs a nap in the afternoon. And, you know, knock on wood, but for the past month and a half, she has been having an afternoon nap without issue every time I put her down. And she naps for like anywhere from an hour and a half to 3 hours. Today was 3 hours. I love a child who understands the third trimester. I definitely sleep in the afternoon. And even if I don't sleep in the afternoon, I'm still waking up in the middle of the night. I still watch random YouTube videos in the middle of the night to try to get to sleep. I've looked up some sleep hypnosis stuff, which really, really helps. But it's just I'm usually up for about an hour, and I have to desperately pee in the morning because I'm trying to get as many of these bottles down as possible. So yeah, that's where I stand right now. Oh, I do want to mention that with a VBAC, they recommend that you go into labor on your own because the risk of induction, well, there's a lot of risks with induction, and they'd rather not do it, and most people, most doctors won't do any sort of induction. They'll tell you if you don't go into labor on or before your due date, then they will just automatically give you a C-section. So I've lined up my array of practitioners, as I call them, to try and, oh, hello, little boy, to try and aid my progress. So what I'm doing is I'm seeing a physiotherapist for one, because I have awful, awful hip pain. And I did forget to mention, I went for a massage, my very first prenatal massage at 29 weeks for my sciatic nerve and hips. Oh my gosh, why didn't I do this sooner? I should have done this ages ago. It was the most blissful thing I've done in this pregnancy, and I wish that I had health insurance that covered it because I would go every freaking week. But sadly, I don't. So it's kind of like a treat thing. So physiotherapy, I do have medical coverage for, and they're going to work with me with my sciatic nerve and my hips. Then I'm starting to see a chiropractor. That would be next week. And what that is going to do is help align my spine to make sure that it helps the baby get into the correct position. It can help turn a breech baby. So I do go see the doctor on Monday, and I'm going to see if I can get an ultrasound if she can't give me 100% confirmation of where he is, because I don't want to wait too long to do anything that I decide to do. So the chiropractor, oh my gosh, chiropractor, they can help with the alignment of your spine, obviously, and help, like, I don't know if I'm using the correct terms, but like get your pelvis ready for labor and get the baby into the correct position and turn the baby. The next thing that I'm doing is by far the most thing I'm excited for. I'm going to see a naturopath, and what the naturopath is going to do, I'm going to see them at the end of May. So what they're going to do is, they know I'm trying for a VBAC, so they know I have to come in early. And they're going to assess me at the very end of May and figure out what herbs and supplements and vitamins and all this stuff I can take to help my uterus prepare for the contractions. I assume that it's going to be red raspberry leaf tea. Everybody knows that the tea helps. I will not be taking evening primrose oil, though, even if she suggests it. I've heard evening primrose oil. I can't talk tonight. Evening primrose oil can weaken your scar and potentially rupture. So I won't be doing that. I did get a pregnancy tea over the course of the weekend, so I'm going to be trying that. It's an all-natural tea. And then in June, when I hit 37 weeks, I think, or maybe I might do a little bit later, I'm going to be doing acupuncture and acupressure. And the lady that I'm going to see has an 80% success rate at getting women to go into labor. But the consultation at the end of May is going to be what's important, because you need your cervix, your body needs to be ready for labor. So this is what the consultation does, is you get assessed and you take all these herbs and supplements and vitamins to help your body prepare and help your uterus be prepared too. So that's what I'm doing. I got everything lined up. I did all that today. And yeah, so this weekend is my baby shower, and I'm super excited. And if you're interested in seeing a haul from there, I might be going shopping on Sunday, depending on if I get any gift cards and if there's any good sales on. I got my breast pump. That was the one thing that I really needed, that I didn't have for this pregnancy so far. So I got that out of the way. And if you're interested in seeing a haul from there, let me know. Otherwise, I will talk to you after Monday's appointment. I'm thinking I'm going to do these weekly now. So Monday is when I'll talk to you, and I'll tell you what the doctor said. All right, I will talk to you later. Bye.